amazing Honda S2000 sports car. And can you believe it's now 20 years old? Yep, it was launched all the way back in 1999 to commemorate Honda's 50th anniversary at the Tokyo Motor Show. The S2000's amazing VTEC 4-cylinder engine boasted one of the highest outputs of any car ever made. But what does that actually mean? These bottles of juice have exactly the same capacity as an S2000 engine. From just 2 litres, it put out an amazing 250 horsepower and rev to a motorcycle like 9,000 RPM. Today's cars need a turbo just to keep up with this hot Honda. But the S2000 was more than just a car-shaped birthday cake. It was also built to pay tribute to Honda's astonishing history in Formula One. Did you know Honda was the first Japanese manufacturer to win an F1 race? Richie Ginther's magnificent RA272 crossed the finish line in 1965 at the Mexican Grand Prix, just 1 year after Honda started its racing program. They'd go on to dominate the sport in the 80s, winning 6 championships between 1986 and 1991. Today, they're still at the head of the pack, supplying engines to 2 top teams and with the impressive 2019 showing from a new generation of young drivers. But how does this incredible F1 success translate into the Hondas we drive every day? Well, that's the easy part. Let's start with the legendary NSX, which changed the world of supercars forever. In the past, supercars were tricky to drive, broke down all the time, and more expensive to maintain than the International Space Station. But after the NSX, things would never be the same. Let's count the first, shall we? First mass-produced car in the world to have an all-aluminium body. First car with lightweight aluminium suspension. First supercar to have electric power steering. And powering it all, the famous VTEC engine giving ideal fuel economy at low RPM and supercar beating performance when you put your foot down. And the NSX was only the first of many truly superb Honda sports cars. There's the Civic Type R, which managed 180 horsepower from just 1.6 litres, the highest output per litre of any car sold at the time, more than any Italian exotic. And then there was the ultralight Integra Type R, a true race car for the road with a hand-built engine and an almost fanatical attention to weight saving. Other cars might use lighter wheels, drop a stereo. The Integra Type R had a thinner windshield. Now that's serious. I could spend this entire video talking about Honda's amazing sports cars of the past and the passionate owners who still enjoy and race them to this day. But instead, I'd like to tell you about what Honda is doing today, and you'd be a little surprised by how many things have a Honda engine in them. If it's electricity you're looking for, the answer is always a Honda generator. They're simple, easy to use, and unbelievably powerful. Guess what keeps your lawn looking neat and tidy? It's probably a nice, reliable Honda lawnmower like this one. But hang on, what if you want a lawnmower that does 250 kilometers per hour? Meet the Mad Mean Mower. It's a one-off lawnmower with the engine from a Honda Fireblade motorcycle that does 0 to 160 kilometers per hour in a mind-blowing 6.29 seconds. That's less time than it took to say that last sentence. Who says Honda doesn't know how to have fun? But what if you want something with a bit more oomph? What if you want the V6 VTEC engine from a Honda Accord, but in a boat? Well, Honda's definitely got you covered. This BF250 is, yes, basically an Accord V6 engine turned sideways. It puts out 250 horsepower. That'll get you moving quickly in the water. But what if you want something even quicker? What if you have a real need for speed? Then you've got to take to the skies. Yes, Honda actually makes an airplane, the aptly named Honda Jet. With its twin over-the-wing mounted engines, you can't mistake it for anything else in the air, and using advanced composite materials, it's one of the very lightest business jets ever made. This is the latest and greatest, the CB1000R. It makes more than 140 horsepower from just 1 litre, and it's packed with the kind of technology you'd find in supercars. Multi-stage traction control to put all that power down, throttle by wire, multiple drive modes. It's legitimately one of the most exciting motorcycles money can buy, and proof that Honda hasn't strayed far from its two-wheel roots. So what's the future hold for Honda? Well, times are changing. People want more efficient, practical cars. Cars like this 10th generation Civic, which still leads the pack with more interior space, more gadgets, and more safety than any other car in its class. Plus, it still has that F1 DNA with its 1.5 litre turbo engine, just like the race car. And if you want real racing performance, there's one legend that's still out there. Remember those bottles of juice? In the S2000, they made 250 horsepower. Now in 2020, the new Civic Type R puts out more than 300 horsepower from the same displacement. That's more than the old NSX. And just like the S2000, it's incredibly exciting to drive. We all know the world is changing. We all know that a new kind of car is coming over the horizon. But this brilliant Type R shows us how an old master like Honda can still make fun cars that are both affordable and thrilling.
世界の自動車メーカーが技術の極限を求めるフォーミュラー1グランプリレース。
It's been 60 years since Honda took its first steps in F1. I can't wait to see what the next 60 bring.